at you live from the kitchen. Today I want to talk about killing hornets. It's that time of year where, you know, beginning of June, end of April, start of June, where hornets will start to get in the house. Hornets will start to come in through the back door, through the entry holes in the doors in your house. So this video is going to show how to avoid getting hornets inside the house, B, what to do once hornets come inside the house, what I like to do, and that'll be it for today. So let's go quickly over here to the entry points. Common entry points. Common entry points for a hornet. They love to come in through what I like to call the cat door. So if you were to pop that open there and lift it up, there'd be a hole, there'd be no screen there. Okay? And that's just on the front door there. So what you want to do there is you want to keep that shut, you know, or you want to get a screen for it, one or the other. We don't have a screen for it, and I don't think we plan on getting one. So we just keep that shut, and the hornets can't fly in through there. Other areas of the house that the hornets like to get in. Most common place is through the doors. I know it sounds so stupid simple, but it's true. Your hornets love to get in through the deck, you know, because there's no screen there. Everybody loves, the dog's busy with an ice cube at the moment. Everybody loves coming in through the back door, and I can't really do much of a demonstration because I have the dog with me today and I don't want him running out, but let's just go through a little run through here. So person A opens up the door, and then they open up the second door. Or is he gonna run out? Is he gonna run out? I'm gonna put you on your leash. Put him on his leash. You're gonna go out, put you on your leash. So you're putting the dog on your leash. Look at that. How long did that take? We'll come in through the top. Anywhere. That opening has been open for a mere 20 seconds. It's very tempting. You know, we don't have the barbecue out yet. It's very tempting just to go out, flick on the barbecue. But what happened? Oh, that's right, the door was left open. So, you know, as I'm out on the back deck, flipping my steaks and saying hi to the neighbors for, you know, 10-15 minutes, that door has now been open and hornets will get in. And the dog does not want to be outside. And I always ask the dog, why did you want to go outside? Why did you want to go outside if you didn't want to go outside? He says, I don't know, huh? I don't know. So my recommendation to you, you have a back deck, is do what I just did. Don't shut just the front one. If you're gonna shut anyone, shut the back door, because what they'll do, if you just shut the front one, they'll be able to slide in through, and they'll fly in amongst inside there, and they'll just hang out in there. So don't just shut the front one. If you're gonna shut the front one, shut the back one too. So there, that'll be good enough. You know, on both sides, I would just shut them both. And then we have places where the windows can be, where the windows have screens on, and we can keep them there. We can keep them open there. And we got a breeze coming in through the side. Say hi to everybody. Say hi everybody. Hey everybody. Okay, so next we can keep these open too. So, you know, what that does is having those two windows open perpendicular to each other creates a draft. And that's a really good way to make sure that they're still getting air flowing through the house. We don't need to be keeping, especially this time of year. Now you may have holes, you know, you may have holes on your screen. Right there, if you get close enough, we got the screen. See that, the screen? Now, what you do is you just put tape over that, over any holes that are big enough for the wasp to get in. Now, a little hole like that right there. See my finger there? Just a little tiny hole like that. Honestly, that's borderline. That's borderline. That's about, you know, that's about as big as I would let it go before finally deciding to put some tape on it. But honestly, like, you know, in my humble opinion, these windows really aren't that bad. Like, these windows they got screens on them. They're big windows, so we can keep them open all day. And that's about as, you know, that's the way I like to keep it. So that stays like that all day. And, you know, no hornets are going to get in through there. No hornets are going to get in through the front door. Now, it's the same throughout the house. Those are the only two entry points that I know of for hornets. I'm sure they could get in through the attic somehow, or other holes in this, you know, I'm sure they could find predators like that, man. Pests are good at finding holes in the system. And why are you biting the wood? What are you doing? Can you stop that, please? This is a rental home, sir. You want to stop that? Do you want to stop that? Excuse me, do you want to stop that? Thank you. Yeah. So we've figured out the entry points for your friendly neighborhood hornets. Now, how to prevent them from getting in, we've done that too. Make sure that the only open entry points, obvious entry points, you know, you don't got to do a 100-point home inspection. You don't got to do a 100-point home inspection unless your infestation is really bad, or you have people in your home with allergies to stings. You know, I'm talking deadly, like hornet stings, wasp stings, and bee stings can be deadly for some people. So if you have a person like that living in your home, you're going to want to do the 100-point. Do you need more attention? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. No, he just wants to bark and stick his head in a closet. What the hell is he doing? What are you doing, sir? What are you doing? Excuse me. Yeah. Okay, so back to the video here. So, the next step. You wake up in the morning, you walk into the kitchen, wanting to get your morning coffee, wanting to read the morning paper, you know, do your thing. and you look in the windows and you see a hornet's buzzing in the window frames, or buzzing around in the bathroom by the window in there, or buzzing around in the door. Somehow it got in. What do I do next? Well, that is very simple. My favorite way to deal with singletary, or like maybe two at most, flying insects is to spray them down. So I like to get my inexpensive bottle of replenishable floor cleaner, diluted to about 1/20th. So I'm putting about 20 or 30 milliliters of cleaning solution undiluted into a full bottle of water, 650 milliliters Lysol, and then we have a guest here. So as soon as I see the wasp flying in the windowsill, what I like to do next is just say it's right in the corner there. I'm spraying it just like that until the thing cannot fly anymore. You'll know it can't fly anymore when it's flopping around looking stupid on the floor. So that's when you know you've neutralized it. And then there's the second step, and my favorite part of killing a hornet. Grab a fork and you stab the thorax, right through the thorax, as hard as you can until you stab through it like it's a piece of steak and you can pick it up. What the thorax is, that's the back part where the stinger is. That's what can get you. Even though you've sprayed it with Lysol, and even though you've basically killed it because it can't breathe, how hornets breathe, how yellow jackets and wasps breathe and stuff like that, is they suck in air through their body, it's almost like absorption. They don't have lungs, so if they can't, if their entire body is wet, they're ingesting Lysol. So they have about, I would say, about 2 to 4 minutes of life left once they get submerged with that. Plus they can't fly. So once they're down, they're down and they're not going to be able to fly again. You make the stab, as don't worry about missing or stabbing through its head. If you stab through its head, it's probably not going to work. You got to stab through the thick part of its body, or else it's they're harder to stab. You'll know this by doing it yourself. But I find that when I'm trying to stab one, I got to stab it through the thickest part of its body, or else I don't get a good poke in there. And then once you're done with that, take her over to the toilet if you can. Flick it in the toilet. Again, don't use your hands. Make sure that you don't want to touch the toilet with the fork either, because there's nasty stuff inside. Toilets are not a good place for forks, especially forks you're going to be eating with after. So don't touch. Just try and flick it off, or grab a second fork and scrape it into the toilet. Flush the toilet, and this will leave no trail scent behind either. Once the thing has Lysol all over it, it's not going to leave a nasty trail scent to have all of its hornet buddies come over and start stinging you or anything like that. I know that people might be fearing that could be real, but that's not true at all. So yeah, once you get it in the toilet, flush it, and you'll never have to worry about that one again. I got a queen there the other day. It was one of the biggest hornets that I've ever seen. I'm probably pretty sure it wasn't the queen, but it was a big hornet. It was larger than average for this time of year. So, and I caught it there in the back deck. So what I did with that is I just sprayed it down with Lysol, just like I said, until it hit the floor. And as soon as it hit the floor, I grabbed the fork and I was just reefing at it. And it was trying to sting the fork as I was stabbing it. So it's still got a stinger, even though it's not flying. It's still going to hurt you in a big way if you don't use the fork or some type of just, you know, do whatever you want. But I'm just telling you what I do, and as long as you're not using your hands, unless you don't care about getting stung. But then again, if you don't care about getting stung, why would you be watching a how to kill hornets video? You know what I'm saying? So don't pretend like the hornet's not going to sting you. The hornet will sting you. The wasp will sting you, especially when it's fearful or scared. It will take its madness out on you. So if you want that, then don't do anything. Just let the hornets infest your house, build wasp nests inside your attic. You know what I'm saying? Don't call the exterminator. That costs too much money for, you know, 1 or 2 hornets. But if it's that big of a problem, like if you got like, say, like a nest inside your house, or you got like 10 or 15 of them inside your house, but you know, somehow there's no nest, do not use the Lysol fork technique. Call a professional, because that is not normal. And that is, you know, it's not even normal to have 1 or 2 inside your house. But the fact that you have, you know, 10 to 15, that's a big problem, and that's something that I'm not going to recommend this video for. Call the big boys. So, you know, that's my advice for today on how to kill single, you know, 1 to 2 hornets, couple hornets here and there. Even inside the car, if you got one in the car, and you gotta, you know, have, only thing about in the car, have something to wipe down the windows with after, because you don't want to have Lysol, you know, getting all over your windows and you know, not being able to see out the window after, because there's so much, because your window is so wet. So, and you know, a little secondary bonus to this technique is that you can actually end up cleaning the windows afterwards too. Like if they get on the window or whatever, there you just, you know, you just Lysol'd your window for the day, and there it's all clean. So, you know, I'm Kingpin. I'm dealing with hornets. It is that time of year, and I usually kill 1 to 2 a day. But we live in a very hornet infested area, so I imagine that won't be the end of it. So smash like if you like this video, and subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section. And I'm getting out of here for now.
So here under the store tab on the Kingpin TV channel on YouTube, there's a bunch of gear, new gear created by me, Kingpin. And we can even click over to view on Teespring, and it'll take us right to the official Teespring website, where the entire store, Kingpin's Tea House, is located, where all of my merch can be looked at and purchased.